Copy. I think I've done that right. Okay, I can't find her. It doesn't matter. Okay. Dang it, that's not right.
Hi, Stephanie.
Hello. I was nervous I was doing it wrong. It's been so long. My other group this semester, I'll use Zoom. I'm like, oh, I just learned Zoom and now I can't remember Hangouts.
You got it.
Good. How are you doing?
I'm okay.
Yeah? All right, good. Hanging in there.
I am. You see all my stuff starting to get all my collection for girls camp. I was like,
oh, is that what's going on? That's right. You're going to be gone next week, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. So I'm home. So sad. Our forests in Arizona are so dry. They closed all of our camps.
Oh, no. What are you guys going to do?
We have to do it at the stake center. I know, it's awful. So they're sleeping just one night in the building, and then they're leaving during the day to go do some fun things. Like there's like a water park and like a service activity. But now my food plans are all messed up because you can't cook at the church.
Right.
You can heat food and you can serve food, but you can't prepare food. So I've been coordinating with people all over to cook food at their house and then bring it hot. But then I've had to contact all of my allergy kids, their parents, to tell them, like, we can't ensure that there won't be cross-contamination now that we're using 12 kitchens rather than our one camp kitchen. Sorry, our camp got closed. Jalen's like, what are you guys talking about?
I figured that's what you were talking about.
It's girls camp. Yeah, Arizona's too dry. So what's awful, it's like 110. So we're camping,
Yeah.
at the center with the air conditioning blasting.
Oh gosh.
And the building specialist went in and sprayed last week for scorpions because I guess they keep finding them in the building. And with all the girls sleeping on the ground, they're all freaked out. And
oh my goodness. I can't even believe this.
My head is about to explode. It really is. And my oldest daughter just got engaged.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Well, congratulations.
It's super exciting. I'm super happy about it. It'll be great. I told her I can't do any more wedding plans until camp is done next week. It's too much.
Right?
But
oh my goodness.
Our steak split, so we only have 250 that we're cooking for 250. It's like 6 meals. So it's going to be okay.
That's a lot of food.
Oh yeah. Well, I've done it 4 of the last 5 years. So before our steak split last year was 500 people. which is a whole lot of food. But $2.50 is actually kind of manageable. It's like, 2 empty Suburbans full. So,
Oh my God. Oh, is that all?
A lot, because we only had 100 girls in my steak, but
did you?
yeah.
We're bigger.
Like, well, I'm in Utah, so there's hundreds of
Yeah.
people in all the.
Yours are big.
Actually, the ward I'm in now is like this interesting mix of like college students and grandparents. I'm in a complex right next to an established community, and so like we don't have very much youth. We have a lot of very young adults that are newlyweds, and then a lot of grandparents. And so like my son, his primary, it's just so small.
Awesome. We used to call those wards the newlywed and the nearly dead.
Yeah, I swear that's exactly how it is. And it's kind of funny. Like my girlfriend is talking about like, oh, well, my son doesn't have to pass sacrament this week because there's so many boys in our ward. I'm like, usually it's like old people passing sacrament in my ward. I'm like, we don't have very much youth.
So cool. Looks like we're all here.
Okay, does Hillary still come with us? I don't see her on.
We haven't seen her
She wasn't last week, right?
Yeah, she wasn't here last week.
Okay, well, I mean, we all found the link. It's on the board, so. Okay, bear with me. Like I said, it's been a long time since I've done the Hangouts, so I'm like, where's my record? How do I screen share? All my other classes are doing Zoom this semester, which is new for me, but now that's what I do. So, okay. Am I recording? Do I know yet?
You already are, yeah.
I'm already recording. Okay. I'm all discombobulated today. Okay. Should we start with a prayer? Does someone want to say a prayer for us? Who would like to do that?
I can do it.
Great. Thank you.
Great. Dear Heavenly Father, we're thankful for this day, and we're thankful that we could all meet together today, and please bless us that we will be able to discuss the things that we need to learn today, and that we will all understand what we're learning. And I say these things in Jesus Christ.
Amen. Great. Thank you. Okay, so this week, before we start doing our prep, I just wanted to mention that we have our group project. So I don't know if we want to talk about it before, if we want to touch base on the end, but that's something we do want to discuss today rather than the Thursday. So even if people haven't done the prep for it, that's okay. We can still go over it and do it because we all have to do a quiz and all this stuff. So do you guys want to talk about that now, or do we want to knock out 16 and then talk about it?
I haven't read it yet. I don't.
Okay.
I'd rather at the end if we could.
Yeah, let's put it at the end then. That's just fine because I don't want us to lose focus if we're not ready. So, okay, so for 16, did anyone have questions on any of how it worked or anything?
No, I had to watch the video about how to make the pie chart, but once I watched the video, I was like, oh, okay, you have to do something to that data. Then I was okay.
Oh, okay. I'm glad that you said that because I did not see the video about the pie chart. And I'm like, that's my only thing. I'm like, I've been able to make pie charts in the past, but I couldn't make the pie chart for the prep assignment. So what did it have you do?
You have to make a count if. Do you want me I can share my screen.
Great.
Because I just did it. Let me see. So if you click on mine, you should be able to see it. Even though we're talking.
Okay.
You see it? So did everybody else already do this? So over here, what I did was I made 2 columns, one for rank and one for count. And I just inputted this freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, right?
Okay.
And then in count, you have to do a count if. So you look up here in the formula bar. The formula is equals count if. And then it asks you for a range. Here, I'll just do it again. A count if is the one I selected. So the range is this whole column under rank. And then the criteria that we're selecting is freshmen, right? That's what I want to count of how many freshmen are in that whole column under rank. And I do a close parenthesis, and it gives me a number. And then I just dragged that down and got a number. So then I got a count here for all the freshmen, all the sophomores, all the juniors, all the seniors. And I highlighted this, and that's how I made the pie chart.
Okay.
But yeah,
I didn't do this one step, so that is so helpful. I'm like, I didn't break it into those columns, so then my pie chart was just all these random letters. I was like, what is going on? Okay.
Yeah.
That's great.
And
Thank
then
you.
do the same thing to make a bar graph. So.
Okay, perfect. Okay, awesome. Okay, that was my one question. Did anyone have any other questions, or are we ready to go into the group quiz?
I didn't have any questions.
I'm good
Okay,
for the
and
quiz.
Okay, I forget, do I screen share my group quiz, or we all just read it off of our own, right?
We can just read it off our own.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'm gonna pull mine up. 16 group quiz.
Is there any way on these? I learned to see the screen better, the bottom portion, or is there
I always have to zoom out and then I zoom in. I don't know if there's an easier way to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I do.
When it goes to
zoom out so
Canvas,
I got
the quizzes and the exams are going to be way better. Like it shows the whole page rather than a teeny part of it. So
That's so nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm liking Canvas. I have a class in it this semester that they're doing the beta testing, and I like it.
That's good.
The one thing I
Yeah.
don't like is when you're in the discussion boards, you can't get back to your lesson very well.
Mm.
But other than that, it's the navigation issue. They just need another bar. But and then
Okay.
that's good.
Cool. Okay, so I'll start with question 3. So in a pie chart, why are slices or sectors different sizes? The size of each slice is random. The size of each slice is determined by the number of categories. Each slice represents a category, and the area of each slice represents the proportion of total occupied by the category. Or the pie charts are more visually appealing when the slices are different sizes. So I would put C.
Yeah.
yeah, I agree.
Okay. Does someone want to do 4, or should I do it?
I can do 4.
Okay,
How
cool.
are bar charts and Pareto charts related? Pareto charts are constructed from tossing a coin several times. They are identical. Or the only difference between a bar chart and a Pareto chart is that the bars in a Pareto chart are ordered largest to smallest, going from left to right. So it's that bottom one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
See, yes.
I can do the next one. We
Okay.
conclude that p hat is normally distributed if np is greater than or equal to 10 and n times 1 minus p is greater or equal to 10 if p is the true proportion of the sample proportion.
It's the true proportion, right?
True proportion.
Yeah.
Because P hat is the sample.
Yeah.
Mhm. And then the next question is, what is N? The number of successes, the number of candidates, or the sample size would be the sample size, right?
Yeah.
Size.
Yeah.
7, if p equals 1/4, what is the smallest n that satisfies the requirement?
You always get the hard ones, Brian.
This whole class is hard.
So how do you solve that? If P is 1/4,
You have to
put the
plug
number
it into the 2 categories or the 2 conditions.
to solve
So
for
you just have to, yeah, so n times 1 minus p is greater than or equal to 10, and then the other one, so you have to see which one's the lowest that will fit both of them.
Wait, what?
Explain that.
Okay, so you have to have, there's the 2 conditions, right?
Right?
And we just went over them in the top one. So np is greater than or equal to 10, and n times 1 minus p is greater than or equal to 10. So we plug that 1/4 in for p, and then we have to figure out what n is. and and make sure that it's greater than or equal to 10.
So to solve for n on the first one is you do n times 0.25, which is 1/4, right?
Yeah.
Greater than or equal to 10. So I divided 10 by 0.25 to isolate the n. So
Right.
n equals 40 on that one. Is that right?
Right.
Yep.
Okay. So 1 minus 0.25 is 0.75. So that's the same thing as you divide 10 by 0.75.
Yep.
Right.
So it's going to be 40.
Yeah.
Okay, because that's the larger number of the two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were going with the smallest of the two. What is the smallest n that satisfies the requirement?
But it has to meet both requirements. So in order to meet the first one, it has to be 40.
Oh, I see, because 13 wouldn't meet the first one. I get you guys. Okay, took me a minute. I'm here. Okay, so my 13 came out to like 13.33. Are we rounding, or are we putting it to, like, are we just leaving it at 13, or are we putting in decimals?
We're not, we would say 14 actually, because for finding for the sample size, you have to round up, I think, right? But it doesn't matter because we're not putting that number in. The answer for 7 is 40.
Oh, yes. We just talked about that, and I am not paying attention to what I'm writing. Thank you.
Unless the writers of the book decided they want to round down. I found that the other days. I rounded up once, and they rounded it down. It was like going, okay, whatever.
Oh, that's so frustrating. I need consistency.
Yeah, it's hard to keep it straight with every different lesson.
Mm-hmm.
Was that a homework problem, Dan? I haven't done the
Yes, it was a homework problem because I looked at the answer and I had rounded up, and it wasn't a big deal because it would have been the right answer if I had rounded down.
Right.
But it was just like, okay, you tell me in the reading and all along, make sure you round up. Make sure you round up because you want to make sure you get the right number of people or right number of samples or whatever. And then I look at the answer and they rounded the decimal down to the lower. It was like, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we ready for 8?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So suppose that n equals 24 and p equals 0.4. What is the mean of p hat? Good, nobody's saying something because I don't know either.
I know, right? I'm just looking right now.
Would it be 0.4?
Isn't that what it would be, right? That would be the mean?
Yeah, it's just the 0.4, right? Unless they've given us a different number.
I think they're trying to trick us.
Yeah, because I think yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's 0.4.
Because p hat's a parameter, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then p is the statistic, so I think that's what it is.
P hat is a point estimator. Is that the same as a parameter? I don't know.
I
Okay.
think so. I don't know.
Let's go with that. Let's go with 0.4 and see what happens. All right. So the standard deviation. So that one we use the square root of p times 1 minus
1
p
minus p
by
over n. Yes. Okay, so let's see.
I got 0.1.
That's what I got.
Yeah, 0.1 is what I've gotten.
Yeah.
Okay, are we ready for 10? I can read that one.
Okay.
Okay, Brittany's batting average is .300. We want to determine the probability she will get more than 35 hits in her next 100 at-bats. So if n equals 100 and p equals 0.3, what is p hat?
So is p hat 0.35?
That's what I think.
Because we're
Yeah,
trying to,
I think so, because it's supposed to be, well, isn't
that's what we're testing,
it
right?
x over n? So
Yeah.
it'd be 0.35 over, yeah, so it's 0.35.
Yeah.
And then it wants the standard deviation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then we do,
So for the deviation, do we use 0.35 for
yes.
Yeah.
No,
0.3?
Wait.
Don't you have to figure out the well, let's see. No.
not for standard deviation.
So
It's
you would use the 0.3.
0.3.
Use
It'd
0.3.
be 0.3. Mm-hmm.
I got 0.046.
Yeah, that's what I got.
You guys are so
Yep.
fast.
I made an Excel sheet to try to help me.
I did too.
Oh, so you're just plugging it
I just
Yeah.
plug in my number.
in. You're so smart.
Well, I didn't do well on the exam, so trying to find a better way to do better.
Me either.
Okay, what did you get for your standard deviation?
0.046.
Okay,
I
Yeah, I
rounded
got-
up.
rounded up. It's 0.046. Okay.
Yeah.
And then it wants the z-score, so then we use the different formula.
0.35 minus 0.3.
Yeah, so 0.05 divided by our answer just barely.
Okay, wait. What did you guys say?
So 0.35 is our p hat minus,
Right?
which is 0.3. So 0.35 minus 0.3 is the numerator, and then the denominator is the standard deviation.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Divided by the 0.04582. Okay.
So I got 1.087.
That's what I got.
Wait, I'm getting a different number. I think I'm doing this wrong. Okay.
You have to use a ton of parentheses to get that denominator to go right.
Well, you already know what the denominator is because it's
Shouldn't
our
I just
last
be able to
answer.
plug in 0.046?
You can, but you have to be careful doing that because you're technically rounding before you get to your answer. So it's really
Well-
okay. Sometimes if the numbers are right, you'll get just a like 1,000th off.
Mhm.
So it's tricky. Like you can't
Well, I
round.
just plugged in my 0.04582, but I got a weird number. I got 1.091. But you guys are saying you got something else?
I got 1.087.
Yeah, that's what I got.
0.087. Maybe I'm doing it backwards. Wait. I get the same. Okay. I'm missing a step. What's my formula?
So I start with a parenthesis, like parenthesis 0.35 minus 0.3 parenthesis
Okay. That's what I've got.
divided by, and then I hit the square root sign,
Right?
and then parenthesis.
And that's my
Inside-
0.3.
There's actually parenthesis. There's two parentheses after the square root.
Oh, so that might be where I'm at. Okay, so then I've got parentheses,
And then P is 0.3
3
times
times
parenthesis 1 minus 0.3
3
parenthesis
and parentheses divided by
by,
100. Right, 100
and then
and parentheses.
two parentheses to close it. Oh, I got a different number that time too.
I keep getting this other number.
Is it
I
one?
literally get the same number every time. 1.091.
Well, you know what? I think that proves the whole point that you can't round the z-score. You can't round the standard deviation. Are you guys doing it the long way? Brian, what does your spreadsheet come up with? Like, if you
I
round,
haven't rounded it anytime. Yeah, what are you getting?
Mine's not coming. I'm doing that portion I haven't done right. So.
okay. What
Okay,
are you?
now I'm putting it in again. I'm getting 1.091.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's what I've been getting the whole time. So 1.091 is the z-score.
So if you use the standard deviation that's already rounded and you put that into the formula for the z-score, it comes up with a little different number.
Gotcha.
You can't do that. You got to make friends with parentheses. No fun.
Well, my time that I did it before, I didn't do all the million parentheses. I got the exact same number every time I did it, no matter how we entered it in. So I don't know what I did different, but that's what I got is 1.091.
We're trying to find the z-score of greater than. Is that right? The probability is greater than?
Yeah. Can't we just plug these into one of our spreadsheets?
So I put the right tail is shaded as 0.138. Is that what you guys are getting?
Yeah. I mean, you get the same answer even if you do it on the left tail.
Yeah.
So 0.138.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Does someone read the
Brian,
next
are
one?
you guys okay? Like you're being kind of quiet.
Oh no, I'm good. I think I just keep getting talked over.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm right on top of it.
Super. Wish I felt like that. Brian, how are you? Are you okay?
Yeah. Well, no.
No. Did you figure out how we got the answer to 12, the z-score?
Yeah, I understand. I didn't have it. I don't know how to do square root on the Excel. I can't figure that out. But
If you type SQRT, it should come up. Or if you hit in the upper kind of left corner, it's like function of X. If you hit that button, it's like insert function.
I can't do it on my Excel either. I always have to use my calculator. I know that makes it longer for me. You guys are so fast with that. I just haven't. I know a couple of you said you took the Excel class, the spreadsheet class. I'm supposed to take it, and I went to sign up for it, and they're not offering it online anymore.
Well, did you see you don't have to anymore? I was so angry.
you don't have to take the class anymore?
The B215, you don't have to take it anymore. Now you just have to have CIT 110, which I've taken both of them. CIT 110 was a breeze. And B215,
that's good to know.
It gave me gray hair. My hair was totally black before I did it.
I still have to take it, but they only offer it on campus, so.
For online students, we don't have to take it anymore. And I was just like,
nice.
Well,
yes, I was so mad.
I don't know. For mine, they said that I have to change my major because it's required for my major. And I'm not on campus, so I have to go in and change my major.
What's your major?
They sent it out. They sent an email out last year, but I've been working with whoever's in my department. And they're like, okay, if you take them in this order, you should get them before we take the classes off online. So I have 2 more, and neither of them are on there anymore. I was like, oh, you are kidding me.
What's your major?
For business management with a finance emphasis, though.
The finance.
So, yeah, they're like, you have to change it. I'm like, oh, you're kidding me.
I was finance too, and I looked at the classes, and I'm like, there's no way I can get them done fast enough.
Oh.
I know.
Yeah. They're like, you should have until next year. It should be good. I was like, great. I'll just knock them out. They're like, do it in this order, though. So now I'm wishing the one class they told me to take this semester instead of next, I should have just reversed them. I'm like, I would have done it. Dang it. That's okay. All right. So
we're on to 14 then. Is everybody ready for 14?
Ready.
Yeah.
yes.
If the true population of people who support political candidate is P equals 0.52, and if N equals 2,000 people are surveyed, we want to determine the probability that the results of the survey will suggest the candidate is losing the election, meaning getting less than 50% of the votes. So what is the standard deviation of P hat?
I got 0.011 for that.
So for P, are we using 0.5 for the P hat?
I think it's 0.52
Yeah.
because I think that, let's see.
But we're,
I don't
so
know.
0.52 is our, that's
That's
our,
who supports the candidate. So then would we actually do 0.48?
Yeah, we probably would.
Because that means that 0.48 don't support it. Wasn't this part of our prep question? I swear we read this.
I think that it's just all building on it itself.
It's, okay, so I'm putting 0.52 in and 0.48, and it doesn't change the standard deviation.
Oh, okay. So standard deviation is the same. Okay, so
So you got 0.011?
Yeah.
Okay.
okay.
so, but now how do you calculate your Z-score?
So for P hat, I think P hat's 0.5.
So for the standard deviation of P hat, wouldn't we use 0.5? On question 14?
Well, for the standard deviation for P hat, you just need to know P. You don't need to know P hat.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it gives us P.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Because you don't use P hat in that one. Okay.
Yeah.
So the Z-score,
But then you do need P hat in the Z-score.
0.5 minus 0.52.
0.52. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm lost again. Okay, so I'm gonna do 0.5 minus 0.52 divided by the standard deviation. Is that what I'm doing?
Yeah.
0.5 minus 0.52.
So for the Z-score, I got 1.790.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Wait, what did you get?
1.790?
Yeah.
Why am I getting all the different numbers? Okay, so our standard deviation was 0.011, and then our Z-score is 0.5 minus 0.52 divided by 0.011. Is that right?
Sorry, what'd you say?
For the Z-score, aren't we doing 0.5 minus 0.52 divided by 0.011?
Negative.
0.011. Yes.
Okay, so I get a negative 1.818. Is that because I've rounded the 0.11?
I got negative 1.789. It's all wrong. So it's P hat minus P, right?
Yeah, so it'd be 0.5 minus 0.52 over
the square root
the deviation.
Oh, over the square root of the standard deviation. That's what I'm doing. Okay.
Yeah, so I've got negative 1.790.
Yeah.
Divided by. Okay, I got a totally random answer, you guys. I don't know what I'm doing. I got negative 0.191.
So what did you get for your standard deviation? If you just do your standard deviation and then do negative 0.02 divided by your standard deviation of what you just got, you should get the right answer.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, okay. So if I do a negative 0.02 divided negative 0.02 divided by my square root of my standard deviation, right?
No, just the standard deviation.
So I'm getting a slightly different number, but it's because I'm not rounding. I'm not putting in 0.011. I'm typing the whole standard deviation back into my calculator all at once. Is that how you got
it as well?
And I keep getting negative 1.789.
So
I get negative 1.7888543. It like rounds to 1.789.
Okay, and I think my problem is that I've got the rounded one. I erased my answer on my calculator, so I don't have the line anymore. I'm going to go back and do it. But if you've got it in there not rounded, then I would go with your answer because yours is close to mine. So, and I think that's where we were off on that last one, was that I wasn't using a rounded one. And I think if you're not using a rounded one, then yours is probably correct.
But Jacob's not either, so I don't know why we're getting slightly different answers.
Oh. And wouldn't you,
yeah,
wouldn't we get
I didn't round any of mine and I still got negative 1.790.
Yeah.
Oh, but they're just rounding up the 789 to 790.
That's weird.
It's the same number. You guys are just rounding it different. Like if you're doing it in Excel and you have it set to round to that second one, it's going to put 0.790.
Maybe we can just submit it and then we can see whoever got it right or got it wrong. We can just
Except would we use a negative z-score since we're wanting it to be less than?
Yeah, it'd be negative.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because in my Excel sheet, when I like put in, because I have it set to round to 3 decimal points, but when I increase the decimals, it doesn't change the z-score that I've got.
Oh, it still doesn't change it, so it's still...
It's still negative 1.79.
Okay.
Okay.
So, I don't know. I think maybe in Excel, like, it puts in that number and then you just see, like, just the 3 decimal points. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So on question 16, it says, what is the probability the survey result will show the candidate is losing even though the true P is 0.52? So I get I get 0.037.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Me as well.
Yep.
I'll go ahead and submit mine and see.
Okay.
Okay, so I got 100%. So
Perfect.
And
So
you
for
had the
15, it's-
0.790.
yeah, negative 1.790.
I mean, it's really the same number. It just depends on how we round it.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Cool. All right. We want to end this broadcast and do 17.
Well, don't we want to talk about our group
Can we do that now?
thing? I mean, we have to do it at some point. I don't know if it matters when we're recording or not, but we do need to talk about it today.
Okay. Okay.
Do I just hit stop broadcast?
Yeah.
That's what I do. It's not gonna like
It
X
won't
me out.
it